Hello, magical mamas. Welcome to the Magical Mothering Podcast, episode number 6. I'm your host, Dania, and today I'm going to talk to you about our energy centers, how we tap into them, and how we can help our children link their energy and emotions with their physical body. So, there are many different interpretations of our energy centers, and they come from many different cultures. The most well known are the 7 chakras from the Hindu tradition, but there are way more than just 7. Remember, we are energetic, spiritual beings residing within this physical body after all. So, chakra is Sanskrit for spinning wheel. They correlate to our energy centers within our body where nerve ganglia branch out and signal energy into different sections of our physical body, including organs and functions, as well as our mental and emotional body with archetypal elements, stories, or conditioning and memories, as well as our spiritual body, including vibrational frequencies like sounds, colors, minerals, like in crystals. So, our physical body is actually a signpost where in the body we're storing emotion. Our emotions or energy in motion is being stored, is not actually serving us in most cases. And it can impact on damage on a cellular level. And we need to locate where this energy or emotion has been accumulating, and we can help it release when we are aware of it. So, what I mean by that is that when we get pains in our body, if we get disease manifesting, all of these things can be traced back to different emotions, different energetic frequencies that are not being processed through our body in flow. So when they're not flowing, when emotions are not in motion, when energy is not in motion, that stagnation can be damaging. All matter is constantly in motion, vibrating at different frequencies. Each energy center or chakra is emitting different wavelengths of light in the form of its own color, sound, physical allocation, and even its emotional body alliance. I remember when I was in high school science class and we were talking about the kinetic theory and how energy is constantly in motion. Every particle is always vibrating at a different frequency, which makes it a different type of matter. And it all clicked into place for me why magic that I knew it when I worked with my color therapy and my crystal healing as a child, why it made sense. It was in I think it was year 8 science class when it all clicked into place, and since then I've just been absorbing so much more information, and it makes complete sense to me when we look at it this way. Think of the color spectrum. The rainbow is made from light catching different frequencies of energy. We all have our own aura of energy around us. Some of us, especially children, can see them quite clearly, and in some people, it takes a bit of practice. Remember, it's just a muscle that needs to be engaged. Our physicality, our 3D awareness of self, and that we are a person standing here that can be touched and manipulated and moved, is only so tangible as it's our most slowly vibrating state of matter. It's learned to slow down enough to be solid and touchable, to be seen with the eye. Yet, we are multidimensional beings. We're layered with different frequencies, the physical, the mental, the emotional, the spiritual. I see our chakra centers like 2 cones tip to tip. And a tight spiral hooked into the spine at the narrow end. And they expand out in diameter to the front and to the back. So from here outwards like this. And they act as a funnel for the energy in and out of our auric field. I find it really interesting that the 7 main chakras coincide with the parts of the body with high levels of nerve and endocrine function, flowing through the lymphatic system with energetic meridians or pathways that keep cycling our energy through and around our body, anchoring down into the earth with our grounding, and ascending up into the sky through our crown. The vagus, which is Latin for wanderer, the vagus nerve is the main cranial nerve that extends from the brain through each of these energy centers, where it branches out into the meridians that act as the energetic highways, sending this energy into every inch of our physical body. When in high integrity, our vagus nerve activates our parasympathetic nervous response, which is all about relaxation. This is the state of rest and digest, and of course, our sense of safety, our ability for intuition stems from here. You can hear about this in my previous podcast. Now, we also have minor chakras, or lesser known energetic points of transmission of energy in and out of our body. And they're placed all around our body, but they're found in our hands, our feet, our knees, our breasts, our eyes, our ears, our higher heart or our clavicle, and within organs like our stomach, our liver, and our spleen. Now, I'm going to talk to you about our 7 major chakras that are most commonly worked with. So starting down at our base chakra, which is in the perineum. Okay, so right down at the base of your spine, the base chakra or the root chakra is correlating with the color red. Okay, now the red is element and sense is the earth, and it's all about your sense of smell. Its key triggers are around safety, survival, and belonging, and can trigger feelings of anger and rage, and can have a bit to do with your money stories as well. Our endocrine gland is our testes or ovaries, okay? And that's the base chakra. Moving upwards, the second chakra is the sacral. The sacral is correlated with the color orange, and its element is water, sense is taste. It's in the upper sacrum, which is just below the belly button, below the navel. And its key themes are around relationships, duality, your passion, creativity center. And it can come out with themes of violence, addictions, and ability to receive. Okay, if it's in disbalance there. Now, the third chakra is the solar plexus, which is yellow, and that's between the navel and the bottom of the sternum, so just below the rib cage there, below the diaphragm. And the endocrine gland for the solar plexus is the pancreas. Oh, did I mention this? The adrenal gland for the sacral is the adrenals as well. So the solar plexus is the pancreas. The element is fire, and the sense is your sight. Key issues around the solar plexus is all about your personal power center, your self-worth, any anxieties or fear, introversion, indecisiveness, not trusting yourself. The fourth chakra is your heart. Your heart center is green. It is the center of the chest on your sternum. It's all about the thymus gland, is the endocrine gland that works here. Its element is air. Its sense is touch. It correlates to the themes of compassion, forgiveness, supporting our inner child, invoking our inner mother. Its pain comes through with rejection, abandonment. These types of things come through here. Holds on to that. Our fifth chakra is the throat chakra. It's blue. It's related to our thyroid gland. So it's right here between our collarbone and our larynx. And its element is the ether. And its sense is hearing. It's related to themes of communication and self-expression, our personal will, and hearing each other, hearing each other's truths. Also about acting on these, our expression. How aligned are we with our integrity? It's a big one for the throat. Our sixth chakra is the third eye. So the third eye is at the center of the brow, and it's indigo or purple, and it's related to the pituitary gland. Its element is spirit, and its sense is the extrasensory perceptions, your intuition, what you pick up. It's all about trusting our inner guidance, our belief in ourselves and our abilities, our intuition, our clarity, our ability to vision and dream. The seventh chakra or energy center is our crown. It's either violet or white in color. It's at the top of the head. It's related to the pineal gland, and its element is also spirit. And its sense is that we are all as one. It's about oneness, divinity. It is all about our inner wisdom, our consciousness, our transcendence to believe or to accept that we are all as one. And that includes as one with God, as one with divinity, as one with source. And accepting that we are that spiritual, multidimensional body. Our energetic body influences our balances of emotional and hormonal health. It regulates our human behavior. We can support or sync up our energetic vibration to those of specific crystals or flowers using remedies like crystal and flower essences. I work with flower essences in my work because I love their attunement with nature. We are really susceptible to that. You can see that when we buy friends flowers, or people that are grieving flowers, or celebrate with flowers, growing flowers in our gardens. All of it brings so much joy. Now, these energies get stored in memory of spring waters. Water is a beautiful conductor of energy. So this is why it can be really beautiful to go out and dance in the rain. It can be beautiful to swim in the ocean or in a lake, having your feet be washed by running waters in a creek. Even swimming in a pool or allowing your body to be floating in that water. Attuning with that. Drinking water that's attuned with these vibrations, even vibrations of affirmations or mantras, or chanting, or using sound healing. We can change our thought patterns to align with divine love, with gratitude practices, and breath is another potent way to support the connection of the energetic with our physical. It's got a strong correspondence with the vagus nerve, our breath, heart rate, digestive flow. As an energy healer, I feel and see changes in this subtle energy field, and I read them to help clear any stagnant energies of the mental, emotional, or spiritual bodies, supporting the natural flow of vital force to be able to flow. Keeps us in our most optimum state of living. Emotions that have been stored or pushed down or repressed or hidden, they can act as trapped energy, and by recognizing them, by embracing them, by loving them with full acceptance, we allow it to shift closer and closer to the surface, just like taking off big jackets of burden until it can release. And that release can be felt with an emotional wave, crying, pain, laughter. But once it's released, once we have acknowledged it and allowed it to be within us, it's about full acceptance of self, that we're not broken beings, that we can accept ourselves in all of this state and just allow it to move out of us so that we're not hiding anything. This is the shadow work of the energy side of things. And if we can do this with our kids, we can be aware of their energetic imbalances and help guide them to ground and connect so they can be more in flow and in tune with their bodies. Ultimately, we can accept their big emotions as being helpful tools for their lifetime of skills. We can show them that their sensitivities are superpowers. And when they recognize what they need through these connections, it's such a big shift in being. Now, if you want more of this, don't forget to click subscribe so you get my next episode. And I invite you to come support me over on Patreon with the link in the subscription. If you'd like to work with me in a private mentorship journey, please send me an email. I'd love to be your guide. Thank you so much for joining me on this magical mothering journey. Bye.